Hey everybody, it's me, Dr. Christina Hibbert, Dr. Christy here, to talk today about essential oils for pregnancy, postpartum, motherhood, and beyond. And first of all, I want to thank you for watching this webinar. It has been quite a nightmare trying to get this one set up. And honestly, on Monday, I started the webinar as I was scheduled to do live. And we had a snow day. It was a delay start, so my kids had to leave at the exact time when I was supposed to be starting the webinar. So I was trying to get everybody out the door. Finally got everything set up, got them out the door, made my little one actually stay home so that I could take her after the webinar so I wouldn't be late and flaky. And then lo and behold, I go to start the webinar, my computer starts glitching, the webcam won't work, and it's just a disaster. So I say, forget it. I'm going to do it on Wednesday. So I scheduled it for today, got everything all set, and went to go hit start right at the time we were supposed to start, and Google wasn't working on my channel. So now here I am on my other channel, my Dr. Christina Hibbert channel, trying to do the webinar, and hopefully it's working this time because isn't this just life when you're a mom, right? I mean, we think pregnancy and postpartum are hard, and they are, but boy, motherhood's just complicated throughout, and we need all the help we can get. So today we're going to talk about some of the tools we can use for our health, our physical health, for our emotional and mental health, and for our overall wellness and well-being. Because when we're talking about pregnancy and postpartum and motherhood, that's what we need. We need options. We need tools. And that's what today is all about. So let's just jump right in. I've got a lot of excellent information to share with you today. We're going to be switching back and forth here between the PowerPoint and me talking. And hopefully we'll help you learn something important today. So of course, you can visit me at Motherhood-Essentials.org. That is my site for all of the essential oils related type of topics. You can find more information there, join our newsletter, our Facebook group, and get more info there. As well, I wanted to mention, now that we're done with all our webinars, we have no more coming up, but you can go and watch the replays anytime through the email. So if you have already registered, then great, you should get an email with all the replay links. If you have not already registered, you can go to Motherhood-Essentials.org and click on register for webinars, and you'll get an immediate email that gives you instant access to all 4 webinars. So we have that there. And then also, I wanted to tell you about my Women's Emotions free webinar. That is also available through my website, drchristinahibbert.com. And there's also a course related to that, which is a 4-part course with all kinds of tools that you'll get instant access to, as well as connection with me, personal connection with me to help you through that. I also have my postpartum couples video, which is on my website, Dr. Christina Hibbert. You can click on that and watch it for free. All you have to do is put in your email. You'll receive the private link for that video. I used to sell it, but I just wanted to make it free online, so there you have it. And then I wanted to tell you, for those who work with pregnant and postpartum women, to look for a Postpartum Support International Certificate of Completion course near you. We will be doing one in Arizona. I will be one of the instructors coming up, hopefully in May. So feel free to join my email list through drchristinahibbert.com to get more info on that and updated, as well as my 1-day advanced clinical skills training I will be doing. I've only done it a couple of times. I usually do it, once every year or 2. So that's an exciting event coming up February 25th in Phoenix, Arizona. You can email me for more information on that. Also, I am doing a Discover Yourself Women's Adventure Retreat, which is fabulous. It's at Zion National Park, Zion Ponderosa. If you go to my website, drchristinahibbert.com, and you look at my post on the Women's Adventure Retreat, you'll find it in the blog post, and you can get more information that way and join me for a week of adventure and discovering yourself. All right, now we've gotten that all out of the way, let's talk about the perinatal period. So when we talk about the perinatal period, what we're really talking about is the time period. I mean, technically, it's pregnancy and up to 12 months after you give birth, or that's the postpartum period, technically. But really, we're talking about before getting pregnant, during pregnancy, and after pregnancy. And I think what most of us want is options. We want to know that we have safe, effective options for ourselves while we're pregnant, after we're pregnant, and on into motherhood. And of course, we need these for our family's health, for overall wellness, for our family's emotional well-being, and, in pregnancy, postpartum, for our kids, for our family, and overall for ourselves. We need options. And often I find that this is where moms get the most frustrated. Especially, I work so much with pregnant and postpartum women and mothers of all seasons of motherhood, and we just feel like we don't have all the options that we need. So I feel like the more tools and options we have, the better. So we're looking at perinatal health and pre-pregnancy. We need to, take care of our bodies before we even are getting pregnant, or if you're someone who's thinking of becoming pregnant, it's a great time now to start thinking of your health and prioritizing your health and wellness, and what's that going to be like. Then, our health is going to be, our needs are going to be a little bit different in the first trimester, in the second trimester, in the third trimester, and postpartum. And while there are some tools and ideas and activities that we can do that are going to help us throughout all of these times of motherhood and beyond into the other seasons of motherhood, other things are going to be more specific for, pre-pregnancy, pregnancy, postpartum. We're going to talk about those. So when we talk about health, physical health, and the reason why I'm talking about physical health first is because to me, it lays such an important foundation for our emotional, mental, social, and spiritual health. If our bodies are not strong and healthy and well, it is really hard for our brains to be healthy and well. It is hard for our emotions to be strong and to do what we want them to do. So we need to first look at our health. And during this perinatal period and on into motherhood, as we'll discuss later, we need these tools. And they seem simple. It's kind of the traditional answers, but they are so important. Exercise, sleep and rest, and nutrition are the top three. I always say those are the top three ways you're going to get energy in your body. And if you want energy and aren't doing those things, then you've got a problem. So if you change any one of those three things, you're going to be able to improve your energy levels, your health, your wellness, your emotional and mental health as well. My latest book is called 8 Keys to Mental Health Through Exercise. It's all about all of the fabulous research and ways that exercise actually can not only help prevent, but treat mental illness, and can also just improve overall wellness and satisfaction with life and happiness even. And this goes for our whole family. And you can join me coming up in a couple of months. Well, actually, no, next month in January, at the beginning of the new year, you can join my course that's going to be all about mom mental health through exercise. And how do you do it? How do you get your family doing it? And how can you keep the habit going? Perfect for New Year's. Now, sleep and rest is not easy when you're pregnant and postpartum, but it's important. And we had a whole webinar 2 times ago all about the importance of sleep and how to improve sleep. So be sure to check that out. And then, of course, nutrition, making sure we're putting food in our body that gives us the type of health that we want. And we can't expect to put certain foods in and get, a healthy result when those aren't healthy foods that we're putting in, right? So it's hopefully a motivation to try to keep our bodies as strong and healthy as possible by putting good foods into our body. Of course, our wellness checks are important. Our prenatal vitamins are important. We need that underlying strength and energy and health that comes from these things. But mostly it's about prioritizing your health and wellness. And this includes our emotional and mental health. And when we're not getting enough of that nutrition, when we're not, when we're done with our prenatal vitamins, it's important to supplement for strong foundation and energy throughout motherhood. Really important. Probably one of the most important things that I do every day is take my vitamins. Now, these are a doTERRA brand. Of course, today we're talking about essential oils and doTERRA brand essential oils. Whatever type of vitamins you use, that's great. You need to have hopefully a multivitamin, as is in the picture on the right here. In the middle of those 3 is the omega-3 supplement, which I encourage for everybody, and also a cellular vitality supplement. And then this one on the right, the Mito 2 Max, is an energy and stamina complex that actually boosts energy naturally and isn't caffeine. Doesn't have caffeine in it. Caffeine's not great for us, even though that's what we use. Most people use for their energy foundation. And instead, we can find natural, healthy ways to do that. And essential oils can do that. And these kinds of supplements are a really important place to start. I also love the Terra Greens mix from doTERRA that I make into a shake every morning. You know, I used to hate the idea of a shake for breakfast because I wanted to actually eat breakfast. But instead, I kept hearing about how important it is to have a green drink in your day. And so I decided I wanted that for my breakfast. And luckily I came across this Terra Greens from doTERRA. And any type of green drink mix, this is just the one that I use. And I just mix it with blueberries, frozen blueberries, or fresh if I have them, some Greek yogurt, plain, pomegranate juice, and some almond milk or coconut milk or regular milk, whatever I feel like. Mix it up, and it's so, I'm kind of addicted to the whole idea now of having my drink on the go, my breakfast on the go. So I can take it as I'm dropping the kids off, or take it if I'm leaving for work, or if I'm working upstairs, I can take it and just kind of drink as I go. And it gives me energy for the day. So again, whatever we can do to get that nutrition into our body is going to be a really important first foundation for us to have the rest of our health and wellness be strong and where we want it to be, right? So then we have emotional health. So we have our physical health and our emotional health going hand in hand. Of course, this isn't a webinar all about emotional health. I've done so much on that. You can visit my website, drchristinahibbert.com, for my blog posts and other kinds of resources to help you through pregnancy and postpartum emotions, mood disorders. We're going to talk about those in a second. But I did want to mention what these common emotions are, as if you don't know already. If you've had a baby at all, if you are a mom in any way, shape, or form, you know this stuff already, right? We feel stressed. We feel overwhelmed, like an emotional roller coaster, especially in pregnancy and postpartum. You can feel weepy one minute, elated the next, and it's sort of like, what is my deal, right? Sadness, weepiness, irritability, anger, frustration, right? Fatigue, oh my goodness. You don't know how tired you can be until you have a baby, right? And you're not sleeping and you're exhausted. And of course, this all impacts our brain. We can feel foggy, forgetful, have memory issues, thinking troubles, you know, can't remember where I put my keys, that kind of thing. Of course, we know these emotions as moms, but sometimes those emotions can become more overwhelming, more powerful, to the point that they become a perinatal mood or anxiety disorder. Now, the baby blues is actually common. It's not a disorder, and it affects about 80% of all new moms. So that's 4 out of 5 will experience the baby blues, and that's that weepiness, that emotional roller coaster that you feel for the first 2 weeks postpartum. But in general, if that continues more than 2 weeks or intensifies or starts really getting worse, then you probably have a perinatal mood disorder going on. And it starts with postpartum stress, which is just, you know, the term used for what you're going through at the time. And sometimes that postpartum stress can be really significant. Like maybe you've had a baby and had a major loss or major trauma or a major life event happening. Often I see in the women that I used to work with in my postpartum group and with my clients now, is that a lot of moms that have just had a baby are moving or have just moved or are going to be moving. And that's a major stress, right? And then, of course, we have postpartum depression, which affects about 1 out of every 5 mothers, up to 20% or so. We have anxiety, which comes in many forms, which is actually, in general, anxiety is the most common disorder for women across their lifespan, affecting, you know, 1 out of every 3 women in their life. And depression affects 1 out of every 5, major depression. But in pregnancy and postpartum, about 10 to 15% of women experience anxiety in different forms. There's obsessive compulsive disorder, postpartum obsessive compulsive disorder, or pregnancy obsessive compulsive disorder, and that affects about 3 to 5% of women postpartum. It involves, you know, seeing or hearing things, images that are very disturbing of, you know, harm coming to the baby, which of course causes great anxiety. And the difference between that and a psychosis, which is much more rare, is that you know that these thoughts are not right. You don't want to have these thoughts. You're terrified, you're anxious, you're overwhelmed by these thoughts, But OCD can be very, very hard to overcome, and you really need some help to overcome that with some of the traditional methods and some of the things we'll talk about today. Then we also have panic disorder, which affects about 10% of women. I've had clients come in who have gone to the doctor, the emergency room, over and over because they've had this panic disorder but didn't know that that's what it was. And it's just a very common experience, as well as PTSD, which affects about 6% of all women. And that's usually related to a traumatic childbirth experience. And then, of course, psychosis, which is when you actually have that break with reality and you are, you know, seeing and hearing things, having hallucinations, believing things that are false, delusions, and very irritable, not sleeping, not eating well. And that affects about 1 in 1,000 women. So it's much more rare, much more serious, requires immediate hospitalization. Now, why am I telling you all these things? Because I want you to understand a framework for what goes on emotionally, pregnancy and postpartum. There's so much that goes on. And like I said, there's all kinds of other resources I've done dealing with that specifically. But traditionally, treatments vary according to, you know, according to what your symptoms are and what you feel like you need and how severe they are. But these are the general treatment options. So self-help, of course. And a lot of people start with self-help, and then they realize that that's not enough. So social support is a great method. And that includes social support groups, or postpartum depression support groups, or postpartum adjustment support groups. Those are wonderful. Motherhood support groups, or support from your community, from your faith community, friends, family, letting them help, right? We all need that anyway. Then there's psychotherapy. And psychotherapy, obviously going to counseling, going to therapy, that's what I do as a psychologist. And you can learn so much about how to help yourself through therapy. You can learn new tools and skills that'll help you in therapy. And I think it's a great first place to start for pretty much anyone going through a hard time and needing some new skills or a new way to do things, right? Then we have medications, which a lot of moms don't want to use in motherhood, and especially in pregnancy and postpartum or with breastfeeding. But medications are a very valid option for a lot of women, and a lot of women really need them to help through. That's another option. And then those alternative methods, which are like massage and acupuncture, light therapy, bright light therapy, especially when it's dark out in the winter. Light therapy is used to help seasonal affective disorder, but it also can improve depression and anxiety as well. So that's pretty cool also. So we have these alternatives to use, which are great because, again, most women don't want to have to do a medication. And therapy isn't, you know, going to threaten your health or wellness. Hopefully it'll help if you do it right. But we need options. We need options to help us, right? So basically, we need to look for different forms of support. So sleep, nutrition, exercise, and that social support is really important. So those basics are as important to our emotional health as they are to our physical health. Then we need to learn about emotional well-being in pregnancy and postpartum, to learn about perinatal mood and anxiety disorders, just so you can be prepared. If you have any symptoms, you'll know what's going on, and that will help tremendously, as well as monitoring yourself, you know, being honest with yourself and monitoring how you're doing. Creating a plan, which should include pulling together any resources that you might have and using those as needed in the future. So if you have all your resources pulled together, then when something happens, you'll know where to go. Like, oh, there is a support group in my community and I can go to that, right? Then building your support system is really important, and relying on other people, letting other people help and letting that grow as you need to. And essential oils are a really important part of this support for our emotions and our physical health. So we're going to talk about those. So when it comes to motherhood, essential oils, we like them. I like them. I guess I won't speak for everybody, but I think moms in general really like them because, again, they give us those options and they're safe, and they give us, they sort of expand our toolbox for ourselves and our families' wellness. Now, it's important, though, when we're talking about essential oils that we talk about quality. You need a certified, professional grade therapeutic oil. And you need that because quality matters. And I've said this in every single webinar, quality matters. And this is according to the research, quality counts, folks. We need to have a truly pure oil so that you know you're not using anything unpure. When it says lemon oil, that you're not getting partially lemon oil and something else mixed with it, right? That leads to safety. And when you're using a pure quality oil like doTERRA brand oils, which are the top quality, you can be assured that if you use them the way that they're directed, then you can feel comfortable knowing that they are safe for you and your family. And there's many different uses, as we'll show today. That's what I love about it. You can take one essential oil and use it for all kinds of different things. So there's 3 ways to use the essential oils. Just in general, we're going to go over this real quickly. You can look at the pictures there and see. First, we have the aromatic. We can breathe it in or use a diffuser like I've had going here with my little Serenity. Give me a little bit of Serenity. It also helps to kill germs in the air. There's a wonderful blend by doTERRA called Purify that helps with that. Other oils are good with that too. Helps to open our airways. For instance, using the Breathe blend by doTERRA and using that at night in a diffuser can help to open up those airways, and it can help to affect our mood, including depression. In fact, I just was at my husband's dental office and he's starting to use diffusers in each room, and I put some wild orange in and turned it on, and all of the dental hygienist and the manager and the other workers there were just saying, oh, it smells so good. This is so much better than smelling like a dental office, you know? It just makes you happy. And we're going to talk about how that works. So we have the aromatic, we have the topical, and it doesn't have to just be in a diffuser. It can just be breathing it from your skin or from the bottle itself. Topically, putting it onto your feet, it actually enters the bloodstream within 30 seconds, and you can see it's safe for babies. It's a great way to get the oils working for babies, using oils that are safe on their skin and using a carrier oil to help dilute it as needed. We can also apply it to our head, our feet, our ears, the chest, and the back of the neck. I love essential oils on the back of my neck just to kind of release the tension. And then internally, this is only specific to doTERRA CPDTG oils, Certified Professional Therapeutic Grade oils, again, because they're such high quality. You can take it in a gel capsule under your tongue or in water. Not all of the oils, but many of them you can, and it can help in many ways. So let's talk about pregnancy and then move through postpartum and motherhood. When we're talking about first trimester, there's a lot of different symptoms you might experience, but some of the most common are, first of all, you know, the nausea and the stomach upset. And when we're talking about having an upset stomach, I know I got heartburn like crazy in pregnancy. I wish I'd known about essential oils back then, but I didn't, unfortunately. But in order to deal with stomach upset, you can use, there's a blend called Digestin from doTERRA specifically, which has a blend of all these oils that's all set for you to go. I use Digestin now all the time. Again, it's safe, it's effective. 1 drop is going to help you. You don't have to take a whole bunch of drops, or you can take them in little capsules doTERRA has. I wish I had the pictures for you, but that's one way to do it. But you can also use these separate oils. So for stomach upset, lavender, peppermint, and ginger are good. So you can combine those together. That kind of makes a little blend, almost like Digestin. The ginger is also very helpful for helping with the nausea of pregnancy. You can also make a mist for yourself. That's another way to use essential oils in a little sprayer bottle, using about 10 drops of peppermint or ginger, 5 drops of orange, 5 drops of lemon, and add to a 2-ounce bottle and top with water. And then mist it into the air as needed and massage it into your earlobes. You can also use the ginger and massage into your earlobes. I know I used to use the acupressure bands because I was just completely nauseous, and they were the only things that helped me. So, you know, again, using acupressure, using whatever kinds of tools you have, these are just another one to add to what you've already got. So when we talk about abdominal discomfort, of course, you know, you have that baby in there, your abdomen can get really sore and uncomfortable. So some of the oils that work well for that are marjoram and black pepper. You can actually blend together marjoram and black pepper, and you could put it with a carrier oil and use it on your abdomen. You can also use lavender ginger and frankincense together as another blend to help with that discomfort. Or you can use any of these oils that I'm mentioning individually. Now, to put them in a roller bottle with a carrier oil is a great way to easily put it on your skin, but you don't have to. Just make sure that the oils you're using, like lavender, are safe. You know, lavender is something you could put on your skin. It helps with all kinds of skin irritations and things, but other ones might be hot, like a cinnamon. You wouldn't want to put right onto your skin without, you know, being careful, and with the carrier oil. And some of these you never want to put on your skin because they just don't feel good. And you definitely want to be careful with babies. I want to invite you to another webinar I'll be doing soon. Actually, not a webinar, Facebook class. So join my Facebook group. If you haven't already, we are going to be doing Facebook classes through the Facebook group and Motherhood Essentials Facebook group. And you just ask to be added. You're welcome to join us. In fact, we're doing some giveaways all month long. We're starting off with that family physician kit that I'll be giving away right away, today probably. And then you can win. But also you can just go check, and I will have posted all of the materials you need to know about essential oils for kids is where we're going to start. We're going to start with that class and then do some others, like how to use it more in pregnancy, how to use it more in postpartum, how to use it, how to use the oils for emotional support for different issues as well. So be sure to join our Facebook group and look for those other courses coming up soon. Now let's look at the second trimester and some of the issues that we face there. So in the second trimester, the veins are part of the problem, right? Just one of the many things that we are dealing with, adding to what we were already dealing with. But when we talk about venous discomfort, lavender, peppermint, ginger, sandalwood, and helichrysum, is that right? I was trying to figure out how to pronounce that one. I know it's helichrysum. I think that's right. If I'm saying that wrong, please forgive me. I haven't ever had to really say it out loud. So when we blend together sandalwood, helichrysum, lavender, peppermint, and you can add some lemon and ginger, you can make a little blend with that, again, in a roller bottle, being able to add a carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil. So like this is a roller bottle. This is a pre-made one of frankincense. So you can just use this and rub it on your skin or wherever you need to. I have other roller bottles that I love to use for different blends that I have. This one's my past tense blend. It's a tension blend, which I love to use on my head right here for headaches, on my neck and shoulders for stress in my body. And of course, you can make your own roller bottles. So you can take a roller bottle, you can buy these online, wherever you want to buy them, and wherever you can find them cheapest. And then you put in your drops of oil, like 10 or so drops of whatever oils you want, or maybe 5 of each if you're mixing evenly. And then you add the rest with a carrier oil, like olive oil could work. I use fractionated coconut oil that doTERRA sells. It's a great carrier oil. There's other ones as well. And then you have a little blend. So you can use that, put this on the varicose veins with that blend, and it can help to relieve some of that discomfort. Let's get back here. Okay. And I love the roller bottles. They're just, it's probably one of my favorite ways to do things. I love doing that for my kids as well. Taking some of the blends that help them with different things and making them roller bottles that are just for them. And they sure love that. And then obviously we have difficulty sleeping too. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. So hold on with that one. And then third trimester, rectal irritation. You know, believe it or not, essential oils have actually been shown to be very helpful for rectal irritation as well. Sandalwood in particular, which isn't pictured there, but sandalwood, helichrysum, and peppermint, if you blend those together, the helichrysum, peppermint, and sandalwood can be very helpful for alleviating that rectal irritation. I have citrus bliss there. That is supposed to be for skin irritation in general. So if it's more of a skin irritation, then citrus bliss can help with that, along with some lavender and frankincense. But that blend can help a lot, the helichrysum, sandalwood, and peppermint. And then for perineal support, of course, we all need that, especially going into childbirth, the childbirth experience. You can create a blend of, let's see here, lavender helichrysum, and frankincense. Now, frankincense is a really interesting oil because it's been shown to boost the effectiveness of other oils. So you can kind of add frankincense to a lot of different blends, and it should boost the effectiveness of some of the other oils, which is awesome. But that blend of lavender, helichrysum, and frankincense is great for perineal support, and that's something that you can just mix together in your palm and put a little bit of carrier oil in your palm and blend it together. Make sure it's not going to be too, too sensitive for your skin. Maybe try a little on your wrist first before you try it for that perineal support, or you could do a roller bottle or something like that, or you could use any of these individually as well. And then we have the whole emotional support side. We'll talk again in a minute about skin irritations and sleep, but emotional support, this goes for postpartum and motherhood in general. Some of those emotions we talked about that are really common earlier. We talked about being stressed and overwhelmed. And when we're talking about being stressed and overwhelmed, these are some of the oils that can work for us. So we have Roman chamomile is a wonderful oil that actually helps to sort of calm down the nervous system, which we all need. Then we have the Lang Lang, which is used for emotional and hormonal purposes and support. And it actually can also promote peaceful sleep. It helps our hormonal balance, which is great when we're feeling stressed or overwhelmed due to hormones, which if you missed the webinar on hormones and emotional health and essential oils, please go and watch the rerun of that. Also for just emotional support in general, that Lang Lang is really important, and it helps with frustration, anxiousness, sadness. Then we have sandalwood, which is another one that's used for emotional purposes to help relax and calm and enhance concentration, and it can be used often in meditation as well. And then you have the blends in the middle, which are part of the doTERRA emotional therapy line. And these are blends, one's the reassuring blend piece, the other the comforting blend, console. So these are also blends that are already mixed together. You can make your own blends with other oils, or you can use these blends that are already made together. And I love to diffuse peace in my home when I'm feeling stressed, because I don't want my kids to come home and then feel stressed too. Or, when we're having a hard day and everybody's just sad, I like to use console, like diffuse it, or to put it on my own skin, rub it on my wrists and cup it in my hands and smell that aroma that can really just make me feel consoled or at peace. And then for mental clarity boost, which we need throughout motherhood, peppermint and wild orange are awesome. You can use them individually or together. I love to take them with me when I'm driving on a long trip and put a little bit, a couple drops of each in my palms, rub my palms together and cut my hands over my nose and smell in. There's a focus blend called In Tune, which is like the one I mentioned earlier, past tense, which comes in a roller bottle. And I love that blend as well. My kids, my teenagers use it, and my college students for studying and keeping awake and having that mental clarity, trying to just kind of bring us back around. Orange is one of my favorites for that, lemon as well. Then we have the energy boost that we need. We talked about that Mito 2 Max, which is that energy supplement, which you can take. I take that in the morning and in the afternoon, because the afternoon is when I really, really have my slump in energy and I need that boost. But also these oils can help. So all of the citrus oils tend to boost energy, like lemon, like orange. Again, peppermint is great to help with fatigue and energy. You can put peppermint on the back of your neck. And use a carrier oil if you need to, dilute it as needed, and it can help to kind of, calm you down and help to give you a little bit of that energy boost. I like to use it when working out. It kind of makes you feel cool, and my daughter loves to diffuse it, my 13-year-old, in her room. It helps her to breathe clearly and to feel kind of energized and awake when she's working on her homework. Then we have these blends, Cheer and Motivate and Elevation. Cheer and Motivate are part of the emotional aromatherapy kit. Again, one's an uplifting blend, one's an encouraging blend. Taking some of these single oils, putting them together, really creates a much richer experience with the essential oils. And again, these can be used on your skin, to cup over your hands and inhale them from the bottle. I like to put them behind my ears and on my collarbone and on my wrists and on my hands. And sometimes on my temples, kind of like I might do with perfume or with something that I want to, stay with me, that I can smell all day. I love the Motivate blend. It's something that all of my kids use as well. They pull it out when they need some motivation to get up and get going. And Elevation is one of my favorites. It's the Joyful Blend by doTERRA, and it's one that I diffuse in our house all the time. I mix it with others sometimes, like orange or lemon or balance sometimes, to create whatever experience we want in our home. And I use it all the time as a scent for myself and to inhale for myself as well. Balance, for when we're talking about emotional lability, that means like emotional stability, basically. We don't want to have that lability where it's going up and down and we're feeling all over the place. So balance is what I recommend. And that's a grounding blend. It's my favorite of all the oils. I use it all the time. Along with Serenity, I use all the time. Serenity is just amazing. It helps me sleep. It helps me calm down. I love the way it smells. My kids love it. They use it at night. We roll it on the bottom of their feet and put it on their chest, and it helps us to relax. And lavender has the same kind of calming effect. There's a lot of other oils that can help calm us down. So we need to look for those, the oils that have the calming support. And then we have this emotional aromatherapy, which through doTERRA is a fabulous little kit that comes. And it's, I have the kit here. So this is what it looks like when it comes. It's a little kit and it has all of these blends here. So we have, you know, the Motivate, Cheer, Passion, which is an inspiring blend. I love to use that with Motivate when I'm trying to work on a project. And then Forgive. I just had to use that the other day because I was really frustrated and yelling at my family. So maybe we need that one as a mom. And then Console and Peace. And they all come together in this fabulous little kit. And one thing I love about it is it has this little wheel that shows you how to use them. So I've got the wheel here on the PowerPoint. Let me show you what it looks like and how we can use that. It's a great tool to have and really easy for kids. You can point this out to the kids and they can say, oh, yeah, this is how I'm feeling. So here we have the blends, and then what kinds of notes, I guess you would say, of the oils are in each one. So we have the minty, citrus, spice, herbs and grasses, trees, and floral. And then if you look at the middle, you see all these different kinds of emotions. So again, apathetic, I'm feeling ashamed, I'm feeling bitter, I'm feeling distressed. And you can then follow up and pick the blend or blends that's going to work best for you. You can then diffuse them. You could put them in a roller bottle. In fact, they now have the doTERRA Touch Kit, which comes with all of these already in a roller bottle. I'll show you that in a minute. Or again, you can just rub them on your hands, on your wrist, cup your hands over your face and inhale deeply. These are the roller bottles. I just absolutely love them because they are so easy. Here's some cheer. So, you know, all I need to do with my cheer in a roller bottle form, I just like to put it on my chest because I can smell it easier. I also like to put it here, kind of wake my brain up, and here, like a perfume. And then you put it in your hands, rub together. And imagine if you combine that with deep breathing, how much more relaxed and how much better it's going to work. So let me tell you, the other night, I had some issues with sleeping. We'll talk about sleep in a minute. And I have my Serenity by my bed. And I woke up too early, way too early. I was way too tired and I didn't have to get up early that day. And I just couldn't sleep because my head was spinning. I was having all this anxiety. It just had come out of nowhere, seemingly. It probably was hormones. But I was really struggling. And I could not fall back to sleep. I was trying for like an hour and I couldn't fall back to sleep. So I finally remembered, my Serenity. So I got my Serenity and I just kind of put some in my hands and on my wrists. Now I've got cheer and Serenity. That's good feelings there. Rubbed it on my hands and I just rolled over under my covers when I sleep on my side. And just try to breathe deeply. Do some diaphragmatic breathing from the belly breathing. And really inhale that. And I'm telling you, it calmed me down. I was asleep in 5 minutes. It's not always like that, but that was a time where I really needed it. I was tired enough to sleep. I just needed that extra boost. And that's what these oils can do for us. They can give us that extra boost we need emotionally to calm down, to do what we need to do, to accomplish something that we need to accomplish. So when we talk about sleeping, I mean, I brought that up just now and it fits perfectly because to me, that's probably one of the most elusive things about being a mom is sleep. And it's not only our sleep, it's our children's sleep, it's the baby's sleep, it's our partner or spouse's sleep, it's everybody's sleep, because we wake each other up. And, you know, last night I fell right asleep, but my daughter came in an hour later and woke me up because she was having a headache. And so I gave her some essential oils for her headache. I put some Serenity on her and took her back to bed. We rolled it on her feet. We hadn't done that at bedtime to help try to calm her down. And I sang her a lullaby. She's 9, but she still likes the lullaby. And she went right back to sleep. But of course, I had a hard time. So I had to pull out my Serenity again and try to remember. Now, of course, doTERRA also makes a Serenity Restful Complex, which I absolutely love. They are pills you can take at night, completely safe, natural, non-addictive, which is really awesome. And that's a great benefit for your family as well. So your older children can take those as well as using the blend at night. So of course we have the diffuser and other methods like I talked about. Vetiver is also great to help promote sleep, and lavender as well. And go see the sleep webinar for more on sleep. And then we have skin irritations, which is another part of pregnancy and postpartum, and let's face it, motherhood as well. Lavender is amazing. I love I use lavender pretty much for every skin irritation I ever have, especially bug bites. I mean, as a mom, that's a great tool to have, but lavender just really helps to calm down the itchiness, and it can relax us. You can use it in a bath at night as well. You can use any of these essential oils really in a bath if you want to smell like that more and have it surrounding you with the hot water. But also citrus bliss and helichrysum and frankincense are other good oils for skin irritations, especially in pregnancy. And you can mix those, citrus bliss, lavender, frankincense, helichrysum, or use them individually and apply using a carrier oil as needed. I mean, I don't have sensitive skin, so most of these oils do not irritate me at all. You don't want to, though, use an oil that irritates your skin on a skin irritation, right? So make sure you try it somewhere first that's non-irritated, and make sure that you use a carrier oil. Even grab some olive oil from the kitchen and just put a dab on your skin and put the oil into that, the essential oil into that. Also, doTERRA makes this fabulous product called Immortelle, which is an anti-aging oil, and it can also be used for skin irritations. And I love it. It comes in this roller bottle. I actually put it on my face at night, and it smells great. And it also is, you know, helps us to stay younger looking, right? So once again, when we're talking about getting started with essential oils, there are many different ways to do that. And this is where a lot of people just don't know where to begin. And again, as we talked about earlier, it's so important to have the quality essential oils. Now, of course, I am a doTERRA girl, and that's what I'm here to talk about. But you can find these in, you know, in stores. Just be careful that you're finding a quality oil and that you can trust. I really don't use, I've never used any other oils except doTERRA. Well, I did before, and it just wasn't the same quality. You can tell by the smell, by the way it is on your skin, by how safe it is, and that's why I highly recommend these oils. But whatever brand of oils you're using, you can use retail or wholesale, and there are different options. And if you want to listen here for a few minutes, I've also got some amazing starter kits that are exclusive for my Motherhood Essentials webinars, and with some fabulous free gifts. So as we talk about the retail versus the other, just for a second here, obviously it's going to be a lot cheaper to go wholesale. Retail is the normal pricing. There's no obligation, but you pay for shipping, and wholesale is the best deal because you get 25% off retail, no obligation. You get discounted or free shipping, depending. And you also can share your oils with your family and friends and make a profit if you want to. You also get access to team resources and support, whether you are just a customer or you want to be part of our Motherhood Essentials team. Either way, it is a great way to get started. Now, when we talk about the different ways to, you know, start with these kits, you can buy each individual oil, of course, or you can start with a kit. Now, this Mom Self-Care Kit is one of my exclusive kits. These are all my exclusive kits. Of course, doTERRA has other starter kits that are different, but these are some of my favorites, and I put them together in kits that I think would be wonderful for moms especially. So this one, the Mom Self-Care Kit, you save almost $50. It comes with a free melatonin roller bottle. It comes with a free membership. It has a mud mask, the Serenity products we talked about, a balance, a lemon, and a citrus bliss, which are some of my favorites. Lemon is probably the one I use the most in my water and cleaning with lemon and putting it in recipes and all kinds of stuff, as well as a diffuser and a free copy of my book, Who Am I Without You, signed if you would like. And then we have our Women's Hormones and Emotional Health Kit, which is $300, and you save $132 plus the free melatonin bottle plus the free membership. And you also get the Serenity products, like I talked about, the balance. And then if you've seen the hormones webinar that we did, you'll know more about the bone nutrient supplement, which is a calcium supplement, as well as the phytoestrogen, which is great for helping to balance your hormones, and the Claricalm, which is the perfect little blend for those times of the month, as well as a doTERRA Touch Kit for our emotional health. And then we have our Pregnancy and Postpartum Wellness Kit, which is what we're talking about today. You still get that free roller bottle. You still get the free membership. You also get a free Danny bag, which are so cute. I have several of them actually, and I have that little black and white one. And it's really, really cute. And you also get all of the items pictured here, as well as a free copy of my book, This Is How We Grow, signed by me personally. You also get On Guard products, which are incredible for your immune system and your health especially during cold and flu season. On Guard is something we use all the time in our house. I use as a mom. You don't want to use other kinds of products like, the cold medicines and such. Well, prevent it. Help to stop it in its tracks. And On Guard, I'm telling you, it is powerful. It is one of my favorites. We use it all season long, as well as many of the other blends we talked about, like Balance and Serenity, and also oregano, which is great for your immune system. And then up there on the top, we have some Deep Blue, which is great for those deeper pains and muscle pains. Oh, I love my Deep Blue. And ginger for nausea, as well as some beadlets of On Guard, which are easy to take with you. You just pop them in your mouth when you start to feel a little scratch in your throat, and boom, you got it, right? As well as some peppermint beadlets, which are also amazing for nausea, that you can carry along with you. So if you don't have a glass of water and some peppermint, you can carry those beadlets. And this one, you save $330. And then finally, we have our massive, amazing Motherhood Essentials Kit, where you save over $800. Amazing, with all kinds of freebies, all my books, the carrying case, 2 carrying cases, free membership, the melatonin roller bottle, and a diffuser, the entire emotional therapy kit that we showed you today, the Terra Greens we talked about, all of the supplements we talked about, as well as the On Guard products, as well as a cute little box to hold everything in, and all of my books signed personally to you. So this is how we can get started. You can go to motherhoodessentials.org to find out more. You can email me at Christy, CHRISTI, at drchristinahibbert.com, and find out more through my website, drchristinahibbert.com, as well. Now, we just touched the surface here, even though we've been going for a while, and we've covered a lot of things, but there's a lot more to cover, a lot more we can learn about essential oils and how to use them. But if nothing else, I hope that this has just opened your eyes to what these essential oils can do for us, how they can help us, how we can use them in different ways, especially during the times when we don't want to be using medications for, let's say, having a headache or getting a cold or whatever it might be. We have these options, and these are fabulous tools for all those kinds of things to support our health, our emotions, and our wellness. And so I hope that you will join me and try out some of these essential oil products, and join me on my Facebook group again, so that you can learn more with me, learn about how to use these for kids, learn more about different ways to use these in pregnancy and postpartum, how to use them for our health, for our emotional health, and more, much, much more. And until then, everybody, I hope you will join me on my website, drchristinahibbert.com, for more resources on pregnancy and postpartum and emotional health and everything we talked about today, and motherhoodessentials.org for more about essential oils, how to use them, the quality, and to order products if you'd like. So until next time, everybody have a great day, and I will hope that you are taking good care of yourself and prioritizing your emotional, mental, physical, social, and spiritual health. Because if you don't, I'll tell you what, nobody else will. And we need that more than anything as moms. All right, bye-bye, everybody.